Good morning, everyone. Come on in and welcome. We're going to begin by singing together. This is hymn number 1002 in your teal hymnal. Okay, good morning. That's why I'm shouting. Good morning is the closer. Good morning. I'm getting one moment. Yeah, gives everyone time to come on in.
Okay, that's coming up. You guys still good there?
Oh, those are lights. Okay, can you hear me now? All right, you did it. Welcome, and let's sing together. This is song number 1002, Comfort Me.
Please rise.
Welcome to the Unitarian Society of Santa Barbara, where all people of goodwill are welcome to come in from the blustery winds of life, to find comfort and safe shelter from ever-changing weather outside, as well as the turbulence from within. This is a sanctuary that we create together, that centers love and seeks peace and justice. Welcome in to the many folks joining us online as well, for you too are held in this loving walls of the community we create. Together, we strive to live our lives with integrity, nurture wonder, and inspire the actions that will transform our lives and help us create a more beloved world. My name is Kier Zecker, and I'm a member of your worship arts team here. I'm delighted to be working with Charlotte Brigante, Matthew in the choir, Heather Levin on the piano, on this lay-led service called Boomerang Valentine. Reverend Julia is out of the pulpit. Wherever you are on your journey of becoming, we're glad that you have tuned in and walked through these doors today. And a special welcome to any guests or friends or family that are joining us for the first time today. Check out the visitors link online. There's a visitors table that'll be in parish today. This allows us to stay in touch with you for all the things that go on in this congregation other than not only here on Sunday, but throughout the week. And the best way to find out everything that's going on is looking in the Friday email that comes out, also online on the events page, or spend some time in coffee hour checking out all the tables that are set up in there. I have a few reminders I want to mention that if you brought rice and beans today for the Children's RE food drive, the box will be in Parish Hall for you. Today is also the last day you can submit nominations for our Sunday service outreach recipients. And next Sunday, February 22nd, I want to highlight our usher training and info session for ushers. We really need you. Volunteering as an usher is a wonderful way to get connected with the USSB community here. And whether you're new or you've been a member for decades, whether you can commit to once a month or you can't commit to that, you're all welcome to come be part of the usher team. And you can talk to Kiara after service and get more information at coffee hour too. So I invite you now to take a breath, take a pause, notice where you're at, maybe put both feet on the floor and close your eyes. Allow the wholeness of your body to arrive in this space. Breathe in the love of the community here, this shared hour we're choosing to spend together, and let the bell connect us.
Good morning. I'm Charla Brigante. I'm the Director of Lifespan Religious Exploration around here, and I'm also this morning's worship associate along with Kier, and really looking forward to this service. So how many of you were here last Sunday? Wow. With the Brascals and the king cake, we really tapped into our joy last Sunday, celebrating our USSB community and rejuvenating our spirits for the work ahead. It was a fun party. Today, yeah, it was. Yeah. Today, we're going to take some time to turn inward, to explore how a strong, loving community and a dedication to building the beloved community begin with truth-telling and self-love. We're featuring the work of the late poet Andrea Gibson this morning, a poet Kier and I discovered separately but share an immense respect for. Gibson was an award-winning poet and activist who was known for their live performances and influence on spoken word poetry. Their work focused on LGBTQ issues, social justice, mental health, spirituality, and feminism. They were the first winner of the Women's World Poetry Slam and were named Colorado's Poet Laureate in 2023. Sadly, Andrea Gibson died of ovarian cancer in 2025 at the age of 49. Gibson and their wife, Megan Foley, are the subjects of the documentary Come See Me in the Good Light, which documents their marriage and how they dealt with Gibson's terminal cancer diagnosis. The film is nominated for an Academy Award, and it's beautiful. I highly encourage you to watch it. So this may not sound like a warm, fuzzy introduction to a service about self-love, but we trust that Andrea Gibson's words will speak for themselves. Theirs was a hard-fought and hard-won self-love, but ultimately a love that shines outward and onward, even beyond their death.
Our chalice lighting words are by Andrea Gibson from their poem, The Madness Vase. The nutritionalist said I should eat root vegetables, said if I could get down 13 turnips each day, I would be grounded, rooted. Said my head would not keep flying away to where the darkness lives. The psychic told me my heart carries too much weight, said $20 she'd tell me what to do. I handed her the 20. She said, "Stop worrying, darling, you'll find a good man soon." The first psychotherapist said I should spend 3 hours a day sitting in a dark closet with my eyes closed and my ears plugged. I tried it once, but I couldn't stop thinking about how gay it was to be sitting in the closet. The yogi told me to stretch everything but the truth, said focus on the out breath, said everyone finds happiness if they care more about what they give than what they get. The pharmacist said Klonopin, Lamictal, lithium, Xanax. The doctor said an antipsychotic might help me forget what the trauma said. The trauma said, "Don't write this poem. Nobody wants to hear you cry about the grief inside your bones." But my bones said, Tyler Clemente dove into the Hudson River, convinced he was entirely alone. My bones said, write the poem. Each week around here, we hold up something we've witnessed or heard about that has brought us hope. And I encourage you to reflect on your past week and think of something that's inspired you, a good thing, and share that with someone today at coffee hour. This week, I'd like to hold up that earlier this month, Napa County officially joined as a Hopeful City movement, becoming one of the first California communities to treat hope itself as something that can be taught, practiced, and strengthened, rather than just something people are supposed to have during hard times. Instead of reacting only after crises, Napa's weaving hope-building skills into their schools, healthcare, nonprofits, local government, helping people learn how to cope with stress, build supportive relationships, and take meaningful action even when life feels uncertain. And this is backed by decades of research showing that hope strongly predicts long-term well-being, resilience, and recovery after adversity. And I love that this is a show of collective self-awareness, that it's a community that's saying openly and honestly, we're all vulnerable to hopelessness, and we're going to face that together. Okay, and let's now sing together again. Please rise as you're able for Open My Heart. That's hymn number 1013.
We're going to listen to this played through once, sing through it twice, and then we're going to break into a round.
putting on my DRE hat now because it is time for the Time for All Ages. So I want to invite all the kids to come forward and for Matthew to help me get the mic set up. Are we on here? Not yet. Yes, I'll just keep talking until it comes on. Here we go, we're on now. It's a 4-day weekend. I happen to know at least one of our RE families is at Legoland, so. But we've got good stuff for you guys coming up. So we all receive messages from outside about who we are and who people think we should be. Messages about the color of our skin, maybe our height, our weight, our gender, the way we dress, all kinds of things. People have a lot of opinions. Sometimes the messages we hear are harmful, and sometimes they're harmful for generations. In honor of Black History Month, our story today is about a man named Jerry Forney, who was born a slave and moved to Santa Barbara as a free man. Jerry knew in his heart that he was worthy of love and respect. And this is just one story from this book, We Were Here, We Are Here, A Living History of Black Santa Barbara by Simone Aquila Ruskamp. The story features a woman named Mrs. Sojourner, who is, of course, Sojourner Kincaid Roll, a beloved Santa Barbara community organizer, former poet laureate, and among other important roles in our community. So here's the story. "Are we walking today?" Anaya asked to see if she had put on her good shoes. "You know we are," Nunu said, letting out a sigh. And with that, Mrs. Sojourner walked off her porch and took to steppin'. Mrs. Sojourner was fast. Faster than the young'uns would have expected, and each time she did this, the girls would step back just to see her go. That woman was on a mission, and they knew they would be wore out by day's end. Have you ever walked with a grown-up who walks really fast? Yeah, you guys have. After a while, Ms. Sojourner paused. The girls looked up. Had they arrived? Was this their destination? Mrs. Sojourner just looked at them, delighting in their curious faces. "Is this where you mean to start this story?" Anaya asked. "There's nothing here." The younger girls quietly agreed. Mrs. Sojourner had a habit of telling stories in overgrown parks, parking lots, and neighbors' yards, always a story and never a place to sit. Have you had to stand and listen to grown-ups talk until you're tired of standing? Yes. I have too. I still do sometimes, yeah. "Oh yes," Mrs. Sojourner said, looking at the section of asphalt. "I meant to start right here. Well, actually right here." Mrs. Sojourner took a step to the left. She looked to see if the girls moved too, and when they did, she began. "Tell me what you see," Mrs. Sojourner asked. The girls paused because they knew Mrs. Sojourner liked to talk, so they weren't sure if this was a real question or one of those prompts she said before answering the question herself. Mrs. Sojourner raised her eyebrows, laughed to herself, and said, "Well, I see a parking lot, but I also see a story." The elder took a breath, a word, a phrase, a story forming on her lips. First, he claimed himself. Then he claimed his name. Then he claimed his home. "I think I know this story," Nunu said quietly. She said it like a whisper. Then, seeing a nod from Mrs. Sojourner, she repeated herself, this time so the other girls could hear. "I know this one." Mrs. Sojourner affirmed the girl. "Nunu knows some things, so tell us. What do you know, Nunu?" Nunu lightly touched her headband, messing with the ribbon that was fraying at the end, and glanced at the group before her. This was Jerry. He's like family. He was here, he created a family, and he planned for us. Mrs. Sojourner nodded and added to Nunu's story. Nunu's Jerry is Jerry Forney. He was an enslaved black man, meaning some people in power thought they could own him, but he knew better. Jerry knew he and his kin were free, so he claimed his freedom and made his way to Santa Barbara after escaping those who wrongly owned and sold black people and families. He claimed himself, he claimed his name, and then he went and told everybody he could tell what he did. Mrs. Sojourner laughed. He took up letter writing, which was a feat back then, as many black folks had not been allowed to read or write. He wrote and called for his kin to join him in his refuge. One of the people that answered was Nunu's people. It was challenging for him to take up residence in Santa Barbara, but I think he knew he was paving the way for us. He even ran for mayor of Santa Barbara in 1886. Mrs. Sojourner motioned to the parking lot. Here was his home. Zora paused, trying to process Nunu and Mrs. Sojourner's story while also taking in the sight in front of her. But it's a parking lot. Jerry's home, the refuge, it isn't here. Mrs. Sojourner agreed. You see it, right? It's gone, taken apart and rolled over. But I think the land remembers. Mrs. Sojourner hesitated, letting out a breath that also sounded like a song. We were here. We are here. And then she took off walking again. That's our time for all ages. You guys are going to go out with Charlie and Janice, and you've got some fun Valentine stuff to do. Matthew, let's sing them out.
The Monarch Witness Project is our congregation's ongoing recognition of the people who are taken by ICE from across Santa Barbara County. There are currently 619 butterflies on our branch, representing people taken from our community since January 2025. We partner with 805 UndocuFund to keep track of these abductions, knowing that the real number is likely higher. Everyone, regardless of immigration status, has the right to be treated with dignity and care, and we reject the presence of ICE in our community. Today, we have 11 butterflies to add to the branch. We will ring our bell 11 times in witness for the 11 souls uprooted from their lives here and the losses their families and communities are dealing with now.
Thank you. This is a poem called Andrew by Andrea Gibson. When I was a kid, I would sometimes secretly call myself Andrew. I would tug at the crotch of my pants the way only pubescent boys do, ran around pounding on my bare chest like Tarzan. It's not that I thought I'd grow up to be a man, I just never thought I'd grow up to be a woman either. From what I could tell, neither of those categories fit me, but believe me, I knew from a very young age never to say, hey, Dad, this Adam or Eve thing isn't really working for me. What about all the kinds of people in between? In the 3rd grade, Lynette Lyons asked me where all my Barbies were. I lied and told her I got in trouble and my mother took them away. I didn't dare say, Barbie sucks, Lynette. And for the record, so does G.I. Joe. I want to grow into something nobody has ever seen before, and gender is just one of the ways we're boxed in and labeled before we're even able to speak who we believe we are or who we dream we will become. Like drum beats forever changing their rhythm, I am living as someone I had not yet become yesterday, and tonight I will borrow only pieces of who I am right now to carry with me tomorrow.
No, I'm not gay. No, I'm not straight. And I'm sure as hell not bisexual, damn it. I am whoever I am when I am it. Loving whoever you are when the stars shine, and whoever you'll be when the sun rises. Yes, I like girls. Yes, I like boys. Yes, I like boys who like boys. Yeah, I like girls who wear toys and girls who don't. Girls who call themselves girls, crew cuts or curls, or that really bad hair phase in between. I like steam rising from the body of a one-night stand. I like holding hands for 3 months before kissing. I like wishing your body was Saturn, my body 1,000 rings wrapped around you. You wanted to be a Buddhist nun once. Last night you held my cervix between your fingers. I thank gods I don't even believe in for your changing. Tell me we'll be naming our children Beautiful and nothing else. Tell Barbie she can go now. Tell G.I. Joe to put his gun down and find a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a girl boyfriend. Y'all, G.I. Joe just needs a friend. I mean, he's plastic, and not even the kind of plastic that bends. I want to bend in 1,000 directions like the sun does, like love does, like time stopped so the hands of the clock could hold each other. And we held each other like I held these words for too many years on the tip of my tongue. I am my mother's daughter. I am midnight sun. You can find me on the moon waxing and waning, my heart full of petals, every single one begging, love me, love me, love me. Whoever I am, whoever I become, love me, love me, love me. It's really a moving honor to read Andrew's words up here and herald so poetically the freedom of refusing to be held in boxes with Heather's inspiring piano behind us. And to hear Andrea speak their truths in their own voice and embodiment carries a resonance that cannot be replaced. So we really wanted you to see them in person or on video. So on the screen now, we're really glad to share with you Andrea Gibson and Boomerang Valentine.
I'm talking to my friend about this site because I'm going to be the love of my life.
Wasn't that terrific? So a portion of our offering this month is going to support the USSB Immigration Justice Fund. In April of 2022, several members of our congregation's Justice and Equity team, raise your hand if you're here, Justice and Equity team. There, a bunch of them are here. Went across the border to meet with asylum seekers, the same trip that our youth group is going to make with me next week. After that trip, this fund was set up to support an immigrant family here I'm sorry, I'm not prepared for this, that they met on that first trip. I urge you to read more about this important fund in your order of service. And now, please join me in the affirmation of gratitude and giving. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. And let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others.
Thank you, choir. Our Unitarian Universalist faith is centered on love. And oftentimes we're talking about love as something expansive and shared in this world. Love that binds communities, love that calls us towards justice, love that reaches across differences. What does it mean to practice love towards ourselves? So often what we hear about self-love out in the world is really self-improvement. Be calmer, be kinder, be more healed, as if love was a reward for progress. In Andrea Gibson's poem, Andrew, that we read, they write that affirming oneself is not a destination, but a lifelong returning and becoming. Whoever I am, whoever I become, love me. These words remind me of the words we often hear at the beginning of our UU services. Wherever you are on your life's journey of becoming, you are welcome here. And we usually mean that as a promise of community, that we support each other with the freedom to seek and question and change and evolve. But I think part of the spiritual invitation is, can we offer that same welcome inward? Can we become the place inside ourselves where the whole truth is allowed to enter? This kind of self-love requires rigorous honesty, the kind that asks us to tell the truth about our histories, our feelings, our thoughts, and then stay with them. On my life's journey, I didn't really engage in the practice of rigorous honesty until I was about in my mid-40s, until I was so miserable internally that I was forced to try something new. This was 2012, and I was going through a divorce, co-parenting teenagers, starting a challenging new job, and trying to get sober. I was overwhelmed with feeling like a failure on all of these fronts, feeling deficient and unworthy, and I covered it up by doing positive things. I went out with fun people. I tried to be the best mom ever. I worked overtime to prove myself I could do the work. I showed up for community, and I took care of my health. But on the inside, I still felt trapped in that grief, in the shame, in the self-doubt. I kept trying to solve my difficulties through thinking and new strategies. But pain is not a puzzle. And I would have to learn that my discomfort is a place that I had to sit with, investigate, nurture, and love before I could be free. I had to look at my shadows and not turn away. And what I saw was my resistance to apologize. I saw my need for perfection, my tendency to shut down when conflict arises, my fear of failure, and my scolding, judging voices inside my head that did not stop. Andrea Gibson says in Boomerang Valentine, of all the violence I've known in my life, I haven't not known violence the way I have spoken to myself. And that line really gets me, because it names something I think many of us carry around quietly, that sharpness of our own inner critic. It's the way we discipline ourselves with shame, as if tenderness was something we had to earn. Loving ourselves means confronting the ways we speak to ourselves with cruelty and bringing self-compassion and nurture to our human weaknesses. Accepting my full self as it is now, I consider a profound act of love and welcome. One that names my tenderness without apologizing for it, that refuses to exile any part of me for being inconvenient, unfinished, or afraid. It is the love that says, you belong here now. And this isn't easy work, but it's the necessary starting point in our ability to offer compassion and love as we go out into the world. I'd like to end with an invitation to practice. So if it feels comfortable right now in your seat, if you want to close your eyes, if you wish, and try wrapping your arms around yourself. This is a simple, full body hug. There's nothing to fix, nothing to prove, just stay. And perhaps we quietly say, I am here. All of me belongs. I will not leave you. Love me. May you take this small practice and travel out with you into the world wherever you go. I'd like to invite Charla up now for a very special song. It's called Hold Down the Fort, composed by singer-songwriter Chris Purica. And Chris Purica was a friend of Andrea Gibson's. This is what Chris Purica has to say about the song. Andrea sent me some lyrics in 2020 that they wanted made into a song. The lyrics were about leaving this world and being grateful for the love they had. They hadn't yet been diagnosed with cancer. I wrote the song. For mostly superstitious reasons, the song did not get recorded and released until now. I timed it so that I wrapped up recording it when Andrea was in hospice. I was hoping they'd be able to hear it. I sent the song to their partner, Megan, and she got to hear Andrea's loving words again right at the moment that Andrea was no longer able to speak. And that felt like a beautiful gift for everyone, the actual perfect timing. They played the song a lot in the room while Andrea slept, and I'd like to believe that they did hear it.
Hold down the fort, 'cause I gotta go. Light on the water will carry me somehow. Don't say goodbye forever's not too far. The other side's just a stone's throw from love, and you've got a great arm. You've got a great arm. You held the pen to my chest each hour you were writing. You said every good poem is hell and heaven fighting, but there's no gates where I'm going. I think that's a good thing. I want nothing kept out if I'm losing my everything, 'cause I had it. I had it. I had it all. I had you. Prints on the window where you watched me come home. I hear your footsteps on every winter's first snow, but this too shall future. I'll circle back, honey. When they lay me down, I'll hit the ground running back to you. I had it. I had it. I had it all. I had you. I had it all. I had you. I had it all. I had you. Matthew, can you come up and help us make a joyful noise?
All
Our faith does not ask us to love ourselves easily. It asks us to love ourselves honestly as part of the long, sacred work of becoming fully human together. As we extinguish our chalice, I invite you this week to go out into this beautiful and heartbreaking world to ask, where in your life do your bones say, write the poem? And to remember Andrea Gibson's words, y'all, when it comes to love, the only thing I'm certain of is you are the best thing that has ever happened to you, whoever you are. Amen. Yeah, let's call out a blessing.